Popcru'S General Secretary, that's Nkosinathi Theledi, says the South African Police Union has misled members and has not signed on some agreements that would benefit employees. He says in 2018, Sapu took 10 111 members on strike, which ended dismally. He briefed the media this morning in Johannesburg.
We want to address the issues raised in the public space about the concluded agreements within the Safety and Security Sectoral Bargaining Council, which is the SABC, and elaborate our angle and position in this regard. 3 collective agreements were concluded in the SABC, as I said, is a Safety and Security Sectoral Bargaining Council, with the aim of improvement of conditions of service for members. Agreement 1 of 2018 dealt with a special dispensation for pilots employed in the South African Police Service. This was intended to equate it with those in the Defence Force. Agreement 2 of 2018, which deals with grade progression. The agreement is aimed at giving special dispensation for grade progression for constables to sergeants, sergeants to warrant officers, and warrant officers band 1 to band 2. This agreement will be implemented in phases for the financial years 2018 to 2023, or 2018, 2019, up to 2022-23, which is a 3-year cycle. Agreement 3 speaks to the job evaluation and grading of entry-level posts. This job grading and evaluation process was executed already, and the outcome thereof will be implemented in phases for the financial years 2018-19 to 2020-21. This process was never undertaken in the history of SAPS. An emphasis, it was never implemented, or it was never done in the history of the South African Police Service. The implementation of this agreement in a phase-in approach covers the entire workforce insofar as the job grading is concerned. The negotiations in the SABC aimed at concluding these agreements involved all parties to the Council, namely South African Police Service representing the employer or the state, admitted labor organizations, which is Popcru'S and Sapu. Upon conclusion of the negotiations, all parties agreed to the outcome thereof. It is, however, unfortunate and deceptive that one party to the SABC, which was a party to the negotiations throughout, which is Sapu, in their opportunistic attempt to cause confusion to members and mislead the whole nation, went out in media outcome of the process which they fully participated and agreed to with everything in the council. Funny enough, it was only when these agreements or the implementation of these agreements ensued, or then when they started making all forms of uncalled for allegations. To the members, we want to assure them that this agreement is definitely going to benefit them. As indicated earlier on, it is a phase-in approach, and thus members will obviously not benefit at the same time, but within a 3-year cycle. What we want to state on is that it is not necessarily our business and priority to talk about Sapu. We are, however, forced into this terrain because of their deliberate misinformation and deception. It has a history of disowning or not signing agreements in which it was part of negotiating. Sapu never signed the agreement which talks to the delinking of housing allowance from the spouses that are working for government, which has recently been concluded in 2018. It did not sign Resolution 1 of 2018, which talks to the enhancement of member benefits in GEMS regarding members on salary levels 1 to 5. Over and above, they did not sign the very agreement which talks to the enhancement of progression, and yet they formed part of its complete shaping and agreed with it. Now, the peddling of misinformation, there has been a circulating notion that Popcru'S does not care about members employed in terms of Public Service Act within the South African Police Service. This notion, just like many others, is coordinated by our detractors who have no factual basis to make these claims and work tirelessly from deep, dark corners in asserting this misinformation. It was Popcru'S which signed a whole lot of agreements, starting from the Agreement 2 of 2011, when we signed for the incorporation of Public Service Act employees to the SABC.